This
sizes.
conference will
Like,
now
that's
be
10 years
recorded.
old, and I can't believe they haven't.
All right. The Town of Cottage Grove Plan Commission will hold a public meeting on Wednesday, December 18th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall, 4058 County Road N. You can also join the meeting by GoToMeeting. We have a quorum present. The meeting was posted at the Town Hall and on the website. I'll call the meeting to order. You have the minutes of the November 26th meeting in your packet.
I would move approval as presented.
Motion by Anders. Second by Myler to approve the minutes for November 26th as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item is public concerns. Public's opportunity to speak to the Plan Commission about any subject that is not a specific agenda item. No one online. Moving on to Brian Kaufmacher, applicant Roger and Lynn Kaufmacher, property owners, parcel 0711-293-8660-0 and 0711-293-9003-0 and 0711-293-9440-0 on Femrite Drive. Petition to rezone 16.7 acres from FP 35 to FP 1 and 7.4 acres from NRC to FP 1.
So in 2019, Dane County changed those. This used to be all just one parcel, because they made us do this when my brother built. And then in 19, they redid the maps and they put a line in here and they created these two parcels. They changed that zoning. They never told us, they just did it. Because, I showed my dad, and I've been on this journey for about 4 months now. And the reason why we want to do this is where Kim shows this dotted line. It's about 5 acres, a little under. I want to purchase that property eventually. But in order to do that, I can't do it under FP 35. It's the wrong zoning classification regardless. So Dane County, instead of, what they made me do is resurvey it. And then, they said, you got to change it to FP1 in order for my parents to be able to split some of this off. Because I want to buy this eventually. Shortly, my brother wants to buy this and add it to his parcel. My parents are in their 80s. They don't live around here. They can't sell any of it at FP 35. So under FP1 makes it a hell of a lot easier for my parents to sell it. So that's really the whole reason for this. Because I'm going to come back, and where that dotted line is, I want to purchase that property, because obviously I planted all the prairie grass and all the stuff that's in there, and I don't want to have a 13 or 14 acre home parcel, residential RR parcel. I don't want to change the zoning. FP1 fine. I just want to buy some land from, our farmland from my parents is all. That's all we want to do. We're not wanting to do anything with the land, change it or anything. We just want to be able to buy it.
Okay.
So
Yes.
you haven't, haven't done a survey map to divide it yet.
Not the 5 acre parcel yet. It's done, Kim. He surveyed it. I can create it, but I was told that I had to come here and get approval just to change it to FP1. I've already applied at Dane County, and the end of January is my Dane County meeting.
So
Once that's done, then I got to reapply again.
when you want to buy it, then there's not going to be another rezone, right?
No, it's
So
just a lot line change
you
then.
should just have to do a new CSM. You won't have to do a rezone application. Yeah.
Can he add it to his current lot?
No,
So he'd have to create an additional parcel.
yeah, but it's not gonna be a rezone. It's not a
Okay.
change of land use. It's just.
It's just a parcel
land
change.
division.
Yeah,
How do they change it?
Yeah, I don't, that isn't really,
It's gonna stay FP1.
it's just gonna stay FP1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Non-buildable.
yeah, it's just farm preservation. In the, it's not farmland. It's not gonna be farmland. It was horrible farmland. It was an old rock quarry that
Yeah.
we did the reclamation on.
Right.
so the county, on the application for the county, this is why I was confused when I asked them about it too. Create 2 residential lots. So that's really what you're trying to do, is that 5 acres, one side of the dotted line is one lot, and the other side of the dotted line is another lot.
But they're not,
Will
they're
be.
not,
They're not lots.
they're not lots. They're just, all we're doing is changing the zoning.
But you're
They're
going from,
parcels.
it looks like from the way that it's written on the county application, it says create 2 residential lots. And so I don't think, you're gonna expect that CSM to come with this. You're not taking those 3 existing parcels and making them all FP1. They're not gonna stay, right?
What do you mean? We're going from, they're all zoned, well,
He said,
the one is zoned FP 35, Kim,
Yeah,
and the other one is that NRC
right.
Natural
But
Conservation.
this is going from 3 parcels to create 2 agricultural lots. And so I'm thinking that the county is thinking that you're gonna divide it this way. At this point, you're not gonna leave the lot lines where they are for those 3 lots and then just call them FP1, and then later do another land division.
I guess I don't,
Anybody else
I'm sorry, I
follow what I'm
don't follow you, because the hard part is there's this little 1/4 acre section.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know if it's on this or not,
But there's a
because it's
little-
already listed as FP1.
There's some little.
This
piece
tiny,
here.
it's right there. That's already FP1. So that's why Rachel at Dane County said I didn't need to do anything with that, because it's already FP1. And
Right,
it's just a 1/4 acre.
but when this is done, if this application is, the way it's written at the county, you're gonna end up with 2 lots because of what we're doing right now.
And there'll be the NRC.
And the division will be where the dotted line is. Is that what you're intending?
Creating 2
No.
agricultural lots.
No, all this petition was strictly just to rezone it from FP 35 to FP1 and the NRC to FP1. That's it.
And then you're gonna come back at some point with a CSM like this, showing that you're buying that 4.92 acres.
Yes.
I think Kim's question raises from the wording here, reason for rezone, create 2 agricultural lots. Right now, you're only creating 1.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
No, we're not, because,
Because it's 2 separate.
yeah, because these are 2 separate
One's
lots
the
because of
NRC.
this.
But they're all connected
No, they're not.
to that.
This is, there's a lot line right here that Dane County did in 2019.
Oh, the red line doesn't show up here.
Just a little black line.
But that's why there's 2 parcel numbers.
Oh,
But you're interpreting it that you're gonna leave those 2 parcels as they are, just change them from what they're currently zoned to FP1.
Yes.
But the way the county has got this written in their application is that you are taking those 3 parcels that, and one of them I know is that little sliver, and you're creating 2 agricultural lots, which means they're figuring that you're gonna have this lot, and then you're gonna have all this.
No, what they're saying is they're gonna combine this lot with this one, because this line is right here.
I don't think so.
but that's.
Well, I'm,
But you better.
that's what, I
You
don't,
better make sure you end up with what you think you are, because if I read this county up, I think they're taking those 3 and making 2 out of it.
because the CSM that I gave them doesn't show this as a separate parcel currently.
Okay, all right,
Confusion is them.
well,
It
anyway,
is very confusing because,
What was that black line that you were talking about? To make these 2 separate.
what they,
let me.
it's right here.
Oh.
The little
See where
sliver,
they
Yeah.
came down there?
just a little black line there.
Yeah, they didn't even tell us. They just did it.
Right here.
Okay, so
comes down. and-
I totally
Why would you-
understand.
Why
what-
would you not want to do that all in one swoop? That's, I guess, what I'm asking. If you really want that 5 or 4, whatever, 4.92, if you really want to buy that
Tree
at some
line?
point, why wouldn't you want that to be its own parcel now?
I tried to. They said that I couldn't do it. I had to get it rezoned to FP1 and then
I don't think that's-
One here, the other one.
You might be getting more than what you think.
Well, I totally, Kim, I totally would much rather have it done than just be done with it.
Because I asked Rachel,
But, and that, was it David or not, or, the other gentleman up at Dane County, he's the one that helped me, Roger.
This was the.
I asked Rachel Holloway about it.
Yeah,
And, because I was confused
Break up
about that
stuff,
whole thing,
property.
and let me just find what she said. I asked her, what does the dotted line represent? I said, Rachel, this says to create 2 agricultural lots. What is the dotted line on the map representing? And she said, the dotted line represents the roughly 5-acre lot he wants to carve off that he and his wife are acquiring from his parents. The goal is to own it, but keep it in current use, not buildable, just separating it from his parents' land. My understanding is it cannot be combined with his existing residence lot because the town does not let residential lots over 8 acres. And that's not exactly right, but I don't think the town would let you combine it. I think you know that.
yeah.
This petition would result in a 2-lot CSM, 1 5-acre lot, and another for the rest of the land east of Fenway Drive. So she's saying this is already gonna create your 5-acre lot, and then all you gotta do is buy it.
And that's totally fine with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord, that just saved me $1,000.
Exactly.
come on.
And a lot of headaches.
You're still gonna have to do the official survey to have that drawn.
Yeah, it's done. It's
And
just,
you won't have to apply for a whole nother process.
okay.
We're
'Cause
not dealing with that yet.
I mean, that's wonderful news, Kim.
Yeah.
Because that's not what I was told by them at all.
So I think that's what this is looking to do.
Oh, I mean, Merry Christmas. That makes me very
I think
happy.
you should probably have a copy, because that's what this says. This petition would result in a 2-lot CSM, 1 5-acre lot and another for the rest of the land.
That would fall in line with this picture.
Yes.
Right.
And that.
But-
Yeah, and that's how it originally was, right? I mean,
I don't know.
that was just one lot when in 2004, when my brother bought the property from my parents. Around his homestead there, it was just one lot. And it's, and in 4 and 5, when I did it, then we carved off the 8 acres from my place.
Would it
Oh,
be would it be on that bottom part of the, this county petition thing?
Mhm.
It says 16.7 acres for the one parcel. Would it be better to have 2 of them, one for 5, approximately 5, and one for 11.7?
Well, but the problem is that 16 and then you gotta add that 7.
This is just saying that there's 16.7 acres that are currently zoned FP 35 that will go to FP 1, and there's 7.4 acres currently zoned NRC that go to, and that's just the rezone part of it.
Okay.
That-
Yeah, because that's, the 5 is to be included in that. Okay. I got it right.
And then 5 of the resulting FP 1 from all of that would be separated so that he could buy it.
so what's kind of missing out of this is certified survey map.
That's a separate step. So with a rezone, you guys will often see that because people do them at the same time.
Yeah.
You'll often see that, but those always come back to the town board after the rezone anyway. So that's fine. He's gonna have to do a CSM, but he's not gonna have to pay for the review of that at the town because it's part of a rezone. Town board will just look at it when it's ready.
Okay, so that won't come to the planning.
That won't come to the planning commission, no.
But I can send it whenever. I mean, Greg's got it done.
So can you bring up on the map or the screen the 3 parcels?
Yeah, I was just gonna look at that, and access Dane.
So we can see where those parcels are in relationship to what we have in our packet.
It's across the road, isn't it, Brian?
So the NRC, one of the parcels, they connected with our old, there's a pond and
Yeah, it's
stuff
on the
across
other
12.
Right over here. Well,
Yeah,
and what's that, south side of 1218?
yeah, right by Nelson Bus.
I saw that someplace.
Oh, okay. You own that pond. then.
It's not much of a pond anymore.
No.
Access Dane is great except when it isn't.
I guess the one we really need to see is that one ending in 9440-0. Where is
It's
that?
just that little bitty tiny thing.
That's that, this guy way down here in the corner.
Yeah, it's right here, and
It's kind
when
of.
they redid their maps, Chris, they had an extra quarter acre of my dad's land, and that's where they put it. But they didn't calculate it
Here,
right.
I'm gonna show you in just a second. Let me get this switched over here. Okay, it is, so here's the whole thing here. Okay, here's this whole thing. Make it any bigger, I'll probably lose part of it on screen, so, let's see if I can do this. So that little sliver is this little thing right there.
Yep.
It's just a little tiny sliver.
This,
Still can't see it.
It's right there, Chris. And it's already FP1.
So if you look at the whole big picture, there is a line, like Brian said,
Yep.
and, can't
Right,
get
yeah.
the screen here, but there is a line there, so there's a parcel to the north and a parcel to the south around his brother's house, and then there's that little bitty sliver.
That and that.
This is the sliver. This little
That's
itty
this
bitty
piece
here.
Oh, there.
No, it's right there. That RR8, that's our neighbor Jack, or that RR4.
It's just this tiny little thing
It's
right
tiny.
here.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, it's a quarter acre.
Yeah.
See right there.
And, you know, that was never like that until 2018.
Yeah.
They just
It's a zero
did it.
turn.
Okay. That goes across the road too, like.
Right, so if you look at
Encompasses the pond.
Yep. that's
this
we found it.
parcel,
We found it.
goes to, they incorporated this, and they shouldn't have, because to me, it's divided.
Yeah.
That should have been a separate parcel, and I argued with Dane County as little as I wanted to, is because they were never connected before.
Okay.
And so, in theory, it should make this a separate parcel, because that is fine at NRC, because it's non-farm land, and it's wet, and it's
Too small.
There-
shit. It's
you can
crappy
see
land,
those,
sorry.
That's all, I just.
The technical term.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they made it all NRC.
Yeah, but,
Area down there.
like, they never asked us or anything. That's been farmland since
Right,
the late 1800s.
right. So when they combined those two parcels, they went to the worst, or the one that they could, that one, they're not gonna have farmland, that's gonna be NRC, so they made that NRC. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
They did.
Well, yeah, but
But it doesn't matter, you're gonna.
I don't know how they can change zoning on somebody's property without even telling us. They just did it. And to me, I was like, because I argued with them, because I just spend a fair amount of money to get this surveyed. And I'm like, well, you guys changed the zoning, and didn't even tell us. Now I'm paying to have it changed again. And it didn't get me very far, and I didn't expect it to, but at least my voice was heard.
Good for 30 seconds, didn't you?
Well, I know, it just, I just don't, I can't fathom how people can change stuff and not tell you. It's not, they don't own the land, we
It
do.
was a blanket rezone. wasn't it?
Actually, they did tell us after they did it, they sent out.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I remember.
Well, it's funny because I talked to my dad about it and he's like, I vaguely remember them sending me something, but you know, it was after it was done.
No, I think they did notify everybody.
Yeah, it was,
It was.
we just didn't, probably thought it was
Just-
a thing
just
across the road or
didn't
something.
register with you, obviously, but anyway,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yes.
that they did notify everybody.
Clear as mud.
Yeah, yeah, because when I pulled that parcel up,
Yeah,
it has that piece there.
yeah.
So that would be going technically, to me, it'd be going to the FP1 also. But she doesn't show that on the map.
Which piece, what will?
The one across the road.
The one across the road. But that's not on the petition, Ike, and
Well, that's part of this parcel, because that's part of this parcel here. Yeah, it's like.
Yep.
And that's, I've got that here, but that's part of this parcel, but, that's probably staying NRC then, across. the
it
road.
can, we have zero intention of doing anything, and it's not worth anything, and it can't be farmed because it's lowland, so the natural resource conservation, zoning is totally fine.
Bits.
Because this one is 5.4 acres. Slow motion here.
They should put it, you pick strawberries. in.
8, so the bigger parcel is 18.4. And the
Yeah, I
NRC
guess.
parcel is 5.4. Doesn't make any sense. Zone NRC. So how can there be 7.4 acres going from NRC to FP1 when the NRC parcel is only 5.4 acres? Something isn't right on the county petition.
No. I've literally went there 3 times to make sure it was right, and not do it all over the phone, and
Anyway, they can
But-
see
but,
what you're
yeah,
going
I-
to do. And I'll have to talk to her and try to figure out why they think that, where are the 7.4 acres?
and I can go back up there, Kim, too, or whatever I need to do.
We really don't care, that little part below the highway, if it goes to FP1, who cares?
You
Just
don't,
make it
Yeah.
all FP1.
Yeah, it really makes no difference, because it was farmed for many, many years.
Yeah.
Then we can make it a, you pick strawberry.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that will change if we make this, push this through. He just doesn't have it marked, because it's not separated.
It's not,
Well, you
it
know
doesn't
what?
show it as being separated. You're
your
right.
application says that it's 5.397, which is about what I saw, and what they actually typed it up as is 7.4. I think your application is right, and the way they translated it to the actual petition isn't the same.
Unless they probably added the line across 12.
Right.
But that includes that.
Well, but that looks like more than 5 acres, that,
I don't know. Anyway, we probably don't need to fight about it here.
Well-
Figure it out, but,
whatever it is, I just want to make sure it's accurate and it doesn't cause a headache down the road for anybody.
It says that parcel, Brian, is 5.97.
By Dave's house, or that's across the road?
Across the road with that.
both sides of the road.
Both sides is only
Supposed to
5
be
acres.
5.4.
5.397.
And that's what that's what the application says. I think somebody that
I don't think
printed
that,
up the actual petition added 2 to it, or swapped, because they got it swapped around here. The petition, the application says 18.4 acres from FP 35 and 5.39 acres from NRC, and that's what it looks like to me on Access Dane.
right,
But now somehow on the petition, it ended up with 2 acres from the FP going to the NRC. And so I'll have to ask her if something went haywire there.
Okay.
But basically you want everything to be FP1 and you want 5 acres as a separate lot so that you can buy it.
Yes.
You got that?
So
Question?
moved. So moved.
Motion by Dave Mule, second by Mark, to approve the rezone from FP 35 to FP 1 and NRC to FP 1 for the 3 parcels mentioned earlier.
To create 2 FP1 parcels.
Creating 2 FP1 parcels. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Who seconded? Sorry. Who seconded?
Mark.
Mark.
Town board will have it on January 6th.
I'll talk to Rachel in the meantime.
Yeah, and let me know. Can I have just a quick question? We have 6 acres of limited commercial too, LC2 across the road.
Yeah,
If my parents wish to sell that, what do you guys want to see us do? Just, they're not really talking about it, but I know my dad well enough where we had a brief discussion. And we did that zoning in 2000 and it changed a couple times because it was in the gravel pit where I want to buy right now. And then we flipped it over on the other side of 12 or on the other side of Femright.
yeah.
But from the township's perspective, what would you guys want us to do in order to just CSM it and then create a 6 acre? What it really is a spot zone. And I know we need to find borders and everything, but our farm buildings are I'm gonna tear them down soon. And if my parents were to ever need the money, they're fine right now, but I know that's a little bit of valuable property with
Yeah.
being limited commercial. From the township's perspective, what would you want us to do in order to sell it?
Well, it's already zoned LC.
So just a
But it's-
CSM to split it off, because it's still part of my dad's lot, part of properties. Just so I don't have to go through this with Dane County is a nightmare.
But it's only spot zoned, it's not the whole thing.
Right, because that's like a 24 acre parcel. They're the other side of Femright, with our farm buildings on it.
There must be something there.
Because it shows that,
It's in a
It's in the order.
The farm buildings are on it, the barn.
yeah, I mean, it's,
flood zone stuff. Oh, it is.
part of it is, and that's part of the reason why I'm asking it, because if
I figured that.
that corner section is low.
Yep.
Because Vinnie's don't even want to farm it anymore, because it, Quick Trip was
Such
originally
on-
gonna buy, it. We wanted to flip it and put it on top, and Quick Trip was interested in it, but that's not gonna happen. But I was just curious, of what the
Would you sell
town.
the entire parcel or?
No, possibly, but it would more than likely, it would just be those 6 acres. And it doesn't have to be 6 acres, but, I mean, that's what we designated it. But part of it does go into a little bit of a floodplain that's being farmed every couple of years when it's not wet. But
Here's, if I can get this to cooperate. Trying to turn off all the other junk here.
I know the long range plan showed that side of Femright as commercial, but
God.
Can't get everything out of the way here, but that's that. God, get out of there.
yeah, there you go.
Can't get everything else out of the way here. Just will not move. It's that red. I just
Yeah.
can't quite get everything else to move out of the way for some reason.
There's little X's on those. I was playing with.
Yeah, but I can't get to them.
I mean, because we could put it on the other side, on the high ground,
It'll move.
that,
so she-
I can't, there, now I finally got that to move, there. Okay, so it's just the red that's spotted.
Oops, yeah. So, like, this is the,
It's the LC.
this is probably where there's some
Yep.
wetland. It's low. You know, we could section it off and just include here, and that's part of the reason why I asked what they're planning on doing with Femrite, because I've heard rumors of an overpass. I've heard of it going through here. I mean,
Or access road.
no, they're thinking of changing if they're gonna make 12 an expressway to Cambridge at some point in time.
Express.
You know, they're gonna take our access away, which I hope to God at some point they do. Cause I hate all the traffic, but
So would they connect that road down to Violet? Or would they put an overpass in?
see, I think to me, it doesn't make any sense to spend $2 million on an overpass when you can frontage road it over down.
Yeah, they would either take you to N or AB.
Right. But Nelson Bus is the throw in the stink because they want access here for their buses.
Right.
So that's always been that's always the issue. But if we wanted this, if my dad wants to sell this, we can stick would you guys have any issue with us maybe putting this up here so it's dry land, not wetland crap? And that's where it's at, or, because it's a spot zone, it's really,
Here's, this will work. Here is the future land use map of that area. Man, everything is-
Because the rest of it is zoned.
well, it's all farm, it's FP, but it's still the wrong FP, because it's not 35 acres, it's under 35.
All that pink,
RM
if you
16.
can figure out where, this map stinks because you can't really see what's, how the rest of the land is exactly, but all the pink is future commercial, so I think you're all in commercial.
Yeah.
Where that is, so you could
Automotive
expand the
manufacturing.
area that's commercial, I guess that's what I was trying to figure out. The pink.
Oh, okay, we're right here, all right.
So you're just, you're not in the whole, there's room around you that's still pink, so your commercial could get bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Remember what RM16 is?
Rural mixed use, 16 acres. And
is that
that's,
what they got it zoned at, RM?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the selling point for you is to move the limited commercial down to the corner because it's all on high ground.
well, right, I mean, and it's,
And if you came up with a plan on what to do with the other stuff, that would make other people excited.
well, honestly, if we did that, the rest of it would probably just go into preservation, prairie grass and stuff, because it's crappy farmland to begin with, and
Well, it's all,
it gets wet, and
Yeah.
tell me about it.
so, yeah, so it's, but I'm gonna see my dad this weekend, and I just wanted to let him know. It's nothing, who knows what's gonna happen, but I just wanted to get your guys' opinion of it.
I can see him closing down that intersection sometime.
I hope to God they do.
Yeah.
Access in that.
Well, and I've watched too many people get killed on that. That's a horrible intersection. But,
So they're not thinking of
Yeah.
doing an access road along there?
Frontage road.
Frontage road?
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
They are. So
That's what their long-term
So
goal
that's what
was.
Femrite would go to. Then you'd have to go to AB or N.
yeah, you'd have to go down to AB and come back, but,
So I don't know if that would be a really good place for a gas station.
well, that's why Quick Trip pulled. You know, I do a ton of work for Quick Trip, and we're in talks with them a little bit, and then they have some really tight connections on knowing what's gonna happen, apparently. Like, it's amazing what they know,
Yeah.
but, so, all right. Well, whenever that comes up, I'll stop down and talk, but thank you guys. Thank you
See
very
you on the
much.
6th.
Good luck.
You bet. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too. Next item, discuss and consider recommendation, Dane County OA 23 regarding their review process for conditional use permits. And the Towns Association was in favor of it, right?
Yes.
So why wouldn't we be?
It's actually
I mean,
more
it
in
just-
line with how we do things anyway.
What's that?
It's actually more in line with how we do
That's
things.
kind of what I thought, like codify what we already do.
The only thing is that the ZLR's got an actual viable kick at the cat, you know. If we say no, they can say yes, and away it
Yes.
goes.
That's what I got out of it.
Kind of
Took
over
me
it.
a couple
And that's
hours.
statutory
Yeah,
change.
because of the state statute.
Okay.
Yeah. But this, at
Thank
least
your elected officials.
this clarifies
They can do now.
the whole public hearing thing a little bit.
Just a-
'Cause it's always been like something like we're supposed to have a public hearing
Yes.
too,
Yeah,
and we haven't been because our attorney said, no, you don't have to. The
County does.
county does it, but the county has been sort of saying, no, you're supposed to too. And it's just been confusing ever since the last time they changed it.
Yeah.
This makes that clearer. I like that.
Do we have a recommendation or more discussion?
I move that we recommend to the town board that they approve the,
823.
yes.
Motion by Steve, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Troy to recommend approval to the town board of OA 23. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Last item is adjournment. Motion by Anders, second by
I'll second.
Myler.
Here.
For adjournment, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And we're done for